Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended in a session May-June 2023 Paper 4-1. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, an orchard has 1250 trees. The trees are in the ratio apple, pear, cherry are 12, 9 and 4. Number 1, calculate the number of apple trees. So apple trees are in the ratio of 12. Out of the total is 12 plus 9 plus 4 and multiply by the total number of trees 1250. Right. So 12 plus 9 plus 4 is 25. So 12 divides 25 and times it by 1250 is 600. So apple trees are 600. Right. Now for second part, last year in the orchard, the mean mass of the fruit produced was 65 kilograms per tree. Calculate the total mass of fruit produced last year. Give your answer in tons. 1 ton is 1000 kilograms. So we have given the mean mass of the fruit produced was 64 kilogram per tree, and there are 2550 trees in an orchard, right? So we have to find the total mass. So the total mass, we can say, for 1250 trees, per tree is 64. So 1250 trees is 1250 times 64. This is 80,000. Right. Now this is in kilograms. We have to find our answer in terms of tons. So 1 ton we have given has 1000 kilograms. What about 80,000 kilograms? For 80,000 kilograms, this is 80,000 out of 1000 tons. So divides by 1000, this would be 80 tons. Right, now for part 3, last year the mean mass of pear produce was 84 kilogram per tree. This was a decrease of 10% on the mean mass of pear produce per tree from the year before. Calculate the mean mass of pear produced by each pear tree the year before. So last year the mean mass of pear produce was 84 kilogram per tree, and this was 54 kilogram per tree. This was a decrease of 10% on the mean mass of pear produce from the year before. We have to find for the year before, and this is 10% of the mean mass, and subtract that answer from the mean mass, right? So this is 54. This should be 10 over 100. Subtract 1 into x. Simplify. 10 over 100. Subtract 1. Okay. Sorry, this is decrease. So this quantity is subtracted from the total. So times by -1 to make it positive, right? 54 divided by answer. This is 60. So the year produced were 60 kilograms of tree per tree. Right, now for number 4, the orchard loses 1/5 of its total number of trees in a storm. Okay, calculate the number of trees that remain. So the orchard loses 1/5 of its total trees, right? So 1 by 5 of 1250, which is 250 trees. Right, now we have to find the trees remaining. Remaining trees are from 1250, subtract 250, which is just 1000. Right. Now for part B, Paulu buys some pears from a market. Pear cost 54 cents each or 51 euro each. Number 1, Paolo pays in dollar for 12 pairs. Calculate the change he receives in from $10. Okay. So the cost of each pair in dollar is this and in euro is this. We are working in dollar right now. So okay, one pair is $0.54, right? Now for 12 pair is 12 times 0.54. This will be 12 times 0.54. This is $6.48, right? Now we need to find out the change. This is from $10. We have to subtract $6.48, right? 10 take away answer. So this is $3.52 is the change, right? Now for the second part, the exchange rate is $1 is this much euros. Calculate how much more Paolo pays for each pair when he pays in euros. Give your answer in dollars correct to the nearest cent. Okay, so here for each pair, so we know that one pair is 0.51 euros. According to the exchange rate, $1 is equals to 0.826 euros. We have to make this as 0.51 euros, right? So we can say 0.826 times 0.51 divides 0.51 euros. This is equals to $1, right? I just multiplied and divide by 0.51. So we need this. Okay, now let me simplify what is $1. So okay, now let me shift this term on the other side of the equality, and this would be times it by 0.51 over 0.826. This would be 0.51 euros. We have to work on 0.51 euros. Okay, so this is 0.51 divide 0.826, 0.6. So that should be in terms of dollar. This is $0.617, and this would be 0.51 euros. So this is a cost of each pair in terms of euros. We have to convert our answer in terms of dollars, right? As we know that the cost of each pair in dollar is 0.54 and in euro is 0.51. So we have to subtract 0.54. So 0.617 subtract 0.54 minus 0.54, 0.0774. In terms of dollars, 0.70774, or if I rounded it would be $0.08. Correct to the nearest cents. We have to convert our answer. Question number 2. The diagram shows a solid triangular prism A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, it is a triangular prism of length 15 centimeter. This is the length, so this would be 15 centimeter. AB is 6.4 centimeter. AB is 6.4 centimeter. EB, E to B is 5.7 centimeter. And the volume of the prism is 145 centimeter cube. We have given this information, right? Now for part A, show that the angle EBA, this angle is 32 degrees correct to the nearest degrees, right? So we have given the information about the volume of a prism. We know that the formula for volume of a prism is area of cross section times length, right? So the volume we have given is 145, and this should be equals to area of cross section. This is a triangular prism, so cross section is a triangle. The area of this side, the area of the triangle, this is obviously AB half, the two sides and the sine of angle between them. So half area of a triangle, which is 6.4 into 5.7, and sine of angle theta, let's say this is angle theta, times the length of the prism is 15. Right, now let me solve for theta, which is angle EBA. Okay, so 145, right, and this should be 6.4 and times 5.7 and times by 15 and divided by 2, and this quantity is dividing on the other side, 2273.6. this should be equals to sine theta. Right, now let me solve for theta. It should be in degrees, my calculator is in degrees, so this should be sine inverse of 145 over 273.6. okay, 145 divides answer, and sine inverse of answer is 32 degrees, correct to the nearest degrees. Yes, this is verified it. Right, now for part B, find the length of EA. Okay, E to A, we have to find this length. For this, we have the two sides and one angle. We can use law of cosine to get that length, right? Okay, so if I can say EA, its square, this should be equals to 6.4 square plus 5.7 square minus 2 times 6.4 times 5.7 times cos of the angle 32. Right, now let me simplify this. 6.4 square plus 5.7 square minus 2 into 6.4 into 5.7 into cos of 32. Okay, and this should be 11.57. 11.57, this should be EA square and doing a square root. So square root of answer 3.40 centimeter. 3.4 centimeter. Right. Now for part C, calculate the shortest distance from E to AB. Shortest distance is the perpendicular distance, right? From E to AB. Okay, so look at the diagram. From E to AB, we have to find the perpendicular distance. So we have to draw the perpendicular line from E to AB, right? This distance we have to calculate, right? So this should be a right angle triangle now. Let me draw this triangle separately. Okay, so this would be the triangle E. Let's say this should be X and B. We have to calculate this perpendicular distance, right? This angle we know is 32 and EB is given, which is 5.7. Okay, so we have to solve for the opposite. We have the hypotenuse, so using the ratio over sine. Sine 32 degrees. The opposite is EX, the perpendicular distance, over 5.7. So here we have EX should be equals to sine 32 degrees and times it by 5.7, right? So this should be sine 32 times 5.7, 3.02. 3.02 centimeter is the perpendicular distance or the shortest distance from E to AB. Now for part D, calculate the angle BF makes with the base ABCD of the prism. Let me connect B with F. Okay, BF. Right. So if I consider this rectangle EBCF, this rectangle, so this should be a right angle triangle. We know BC is 15. We know FC is equivalent to 5.7, right? And if I apply the Pythagoras theorem over here, we can easily find what is BF, the hypotenuse, right? So let me solve for BF first. So BF square, this should be equals to 15 square plus 5.7 square, right? Okay, 15 square plus 5.7 square and square root of answer, this should be 16.046, or we can say from here BF is 16.1 centimeter. 16.0 because it's 4, so we are not rounding up, right? 16 centimeter, right? Now we have to find the angle BF makes with the base. This would be the base A, B, C, and D, right? This base, okay? So if I can draw the perpendicular line from on over here, and this should be the same, which is 3.2, sorry, the perpendicular distance we did, which is 3.02. This is 3.02, the perpendicular distance, and connecting it with the B. So this should be the angle we have to calculate, theta. BF we got is 16 centimeter. This is 16 centimeter, right? So now this is a right angle triangle. So we can use, so opposite over hypotenuse, we use a ratio of sine. So here we can say that sine theta, the opposite is 3.02 over the hypotenuse is, this should be the hypotenuse, 16 centimeter, right? 16.04, or we can say, okay, so 3.02 divide answer, and doing sine inverse of answer, this should be 10.84. So theta should be equals to 10.84 degrees, or 10.8, we can say 10.8 degrees, right? Now for part E, the prism is made of plastic with the density we have given in kilometer per centimeter cube. Calculate the mass of the prism in grams. Density is mass over volume. So we have given the density. Density is equals to mass divides volume. We have to find the mass. So from here, the mass would be equals to density into volume, right? The density we have given is 938 kilograms over meter cube. Multiply the volume we have given is 145 centimeter cube, right? So first we have to convert this density into gram. This kilograms per meter cube should be converted into grams per centimeter cube, right? So from here we can say 938 multiply 1 kilogram has 1000 grams, so 1000 grams, and 1 meter has 100 centimeter, so 100 centimeter cube times 145 centimeter cube. So this centimeter cube is cancelled with this centimeter cube, right? Now we have to do 938 times 1000 and times by 145 and divided by 100 cube, which is 136.01. So 136 grams, we can say. Question number 3, part A. The table shows information about the mass of each of 1000 eggs. The mass in grams and the frequency we have given. Number 1, calculate an estimate of the mean. Mean we have given is sum of fx divided by the total, right? So f is the frequency, x is the midpoint of the intervals, right? So we have to calculate the midpoints of the interval by adding the endpoints and dividing by 2. 40 plus 50 divided by 2 is 45 is the midpoint here. 50 plus 56 divided by 2 is 53. Okay. 56 plus 64 divided by 2 is 60. And 64 plus 70 divided by 2 is 67. Right, now let me do the product. What is fx? Fx. Okay, f with x. So 126 times 45. 5670. 53 times 520. 27,560. The next is 60 times 154. 9,240. 67 times 200. 13,400. Let me do the sum of fx. So 5670 plus 27560 plus 9240 plus 13 and 400. Right, so this should be 55,870 divided by the total number of eggs are 1000 divided by 1000, and this is the mean, which is 55.87 grams. Now for the second part, an egg is picked at random from the 1000 eggs, right? Find the probability that this egg has a mass greater than 57 grams. Give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form, right? Greater than 56 grams. 56, more than 56. Their frequency are 154 and 200, right? 154 plus 200. Okay, so the frequency is 154 plus 200, and that should be 354. Right, so the probability is going to be 354 eggs out of 1000. We have to convert this into simplest form, divided by 1000. Okay, simplest form, 177 over 500. Right, now for part B. One year a farmer makes a profit of $24,730 selling eggs. That is the profit. Write this profit, number one, correct to two significant figures, right? So two significant figures, 1 and 2. So 4 turns to 5 because it's 7, so we have to round up. So 25,000. Right, now for the second part in standard form. So this should be 24730. So we have to move 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this should be 4 units we have to move to the left side. So 2.473 times 10 to the power positive 4. We are moving to the left. Now for part C. On a farm there are 500 hens. Correct to the nearest 10, right? So correct to the nearest means we have to find the upper and lower bounds of 500. So we have to do 500. We have to add and subtract 10 by 2. Right, so this should be 5. So adding 5 and subtracting 5, 505. And we have to do half of 10 is 5. So in 500 adding 5 and in 500 subtracting 5 is 495. This is upper and lower bounds, right? Whenever we have a question about the correct to the nearest of something, we have to find the upper and lower bounds. Number one, in 1 year, the mean number of eggs laid per hen was 320. Mean number of eggs laid per hen is 320. Correct to the nearest 20, right? So 320 correct to the nearest 20 means upper and lower bounds. Half of 20 we have to calculate, right? So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So in 320 adding 10 is 330, and in 320 subtracting 10 is 310, right? Now calculate the upper bound of the total number of eggs all the hens lays in that year. All the hens, right? Okay, so per hen, it means one hen lays egg laid per hen was 320. So all hens, there are 500 hens, right? So we have to find the upper bound. So for 500, we have to do the upper bounds of 500 is 505, and we have to times it by the upper bound, which is 330, sorry. 330 times 505, this should be 1666 and 50. So 166,650, right? Now for the second part, another farm has 800 hens. Correct to the nearest 20, right? Again upper and lower bound. So 800 plus minus 20 divides 2 is 10. Adding 10 and subtracting 10 is 810, and this should be 790. From 800 subtract 10 is 790, yes. Now calculate the lower bound. We have to calculate the lower bound for the difference between the number of hens on the two forms. Okay, first form has 500 and the other one is 800, right? So we have to find out the difference, right? So whenever we have to do the difference and we have to find the lower bound of the difference, then we have to do the lower bound of the first one subtracting the upper bound of the second one, right? Okay, so the lower bound, we have 790 minus the upper bound is 505, 505, right? 790 minus 505, this should be 285. This is the difference between the number of hens on the two forms. Question number 4, part A, calculate the area of the triangle PQR. PQR, the area of a triangle is half base times height. Because it is a right angle triangle, half, the base is 24 and the height is 8. Right, so 24 times 8 divided by 2, this is 96 centimeter square, right? Now for the second part, calculate angle PRQ. PRQ, this angle we have to calculate, right? So we have the opposite and the adjacent. So we have to use tangent theta. Opposite is 8 and the adjacent is 24. Right, so 8 out of 24, and doing tangent inverse of answer in terms of degrees, it is 18.4 degrees. 18.4 degrees, right? Now for part B, the diagram shows a half cylinder of radius 6 centimeter, right? The radius of a cylinder is 6 centimeter and the length is 11 centimeter. Calculate the volume of the half cylinder. So we know that the volume of a cylinder is pi r square in h. Since it is half cylinder, so we have to divide it by 2, right? So let me solve for the volume of half cylinder, which is 1 by 2 times by pi times by the radius of a cylinder times by the height, which is 11, right? Now let me simplify. Half times pi times 6 square times 11, 622.03 or 622 we can say centimeter cube. Now for part C, number 1, A, B, C, D. A, B, C and D is a rectangle with AB is 20 centimeter and BC is 15 centimeter, right? S, X, and T are points on a circle center at O such that DSA and DTC are tangent to the circle, right? These two are tangent to the circle, right? The radius of a circle is 4 centimeter. So O to T and O to S both are 4 centimeters, right? And Tx is the diameter of a circle. T to X is the diameter of a circle. The shape DSTX, DSTXT, D, S, X, and T, right? Okay, this is removed from the corner of a rectangle. So this whole shape is removed from the corner of a rectangle, leaving the shape, shaded shape shown in the second diagram. Calculate the area of the shaded shape, right? So to calculate the area of the shaded shape, basically we have to find the area of this rectangle and subtracting the area of this. Okay, so this should be, this is a square because this O to T is 4, O to S is 4, and these two also 4. So area of a rectangle, subtract the square, and 3/4 of area of a circle, right? We have to subtract, right? So the shaded area, we can say shaded area is going to be area of a rectangle. So this rectangle ABCD, its area is 20 times 15. Area of a rectangle, right? Subtract area of this square. The square is DTOS. Area of a square is 4 times 4, right? And the area of 3/4 of a circle. 3/4 area of a circle is pi r square. Right. So let me do the calculation simply. 20 times 15, and this should be 300. From 300 we have to subtract 4 times 4 is 16, and 3/4 times pi times 4 square, this should be 12 pi minus 12 pi. Okay, and then adding 16, right? Okay, and then from 300 subtract answer, this should be 246.3 or 246 centimeters square, right? Now for second part, calculate the perimeter of the shaded shape. Okay, the shaded shape, its perimeter, which is AB, this is 20 centimeter, BC is 15 centimeter, and what is A to S? A to S, this is also 15, right? So this is 4 and this is something to make 15. So from 15 take away 4 is 11. This is 11. This side is 11, and from 20 this side is 4, and this should be 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. So this is 16. Now we have to find what is TS. This is basically 3/4 of the circumference of a circle, right? So if I can say that circumference of a circle is equals to 2 pi r, we have to find 3/4 of the circumference of a circle, times it by 3/4, and radius we have given is 4. So 2 pi 4 times 3/4. 4 is cancelled with 4, so this would be 6 pi. Okay, the whole one would be 6 pi, right? Now let me solve for the perimeter. Right, so which is 20 plus 15 plus 16 plus 11 plus 6 pi, right? So 20 plus 15 plus 16 plus 11 and plus 6 pi, 80.8 centimeter. Question number 5, part A. There are 160 people in a village. The cumulative frequency diagram shows information about their ages. Light. Number 1, calculate an estimate for number A, the median age. Median age is the middle age. So total number of peoples are 160. So we have to find half of 160. So 160 divided by 2, this should be 80. Right. So on 80, we have to find the age. Right, let me draw the straight line. And according to the cumulative frequency diagram, the age is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is 25. Right, now for the second part, be the lower quartile. So the lower quartile is basically 3/4 of 160. 3/4 of 160, which is 120. So we have to calculate what is 120th value. Right. Here is 120. Let me check on the cumulative frequency curve. What is the value corresponding to 120? Right. So that should be 31, 32, 33, and 34. Sorry, I messed up. Upper quartile is 3/4 of 160, but the lower quartile is 1/4. Sorry, this is 1/4. So 1/4 of 160 is 1/4 of 160 is 40th value we have to calculate, right? So the 40th value, let me find out the lower quartile. So that was upper quartile, which is 34, right? Upper quartile was 34. Now the lower quartile is in the middle, 15, 16, 17, 17.5. Okay, now for the second part C, the number of people who are 50 or more years of age. 50 or more, 50, 60 or 70, the number of peoples we have to find. So let me draw the straight line corresponding to the age 50. Okay, and according to the curve, okay, and corresponding to 70, it's just 160. Okay, 40, 42, 142, 144, 146, and 148. So from 160 subtract 148, we can find the number of people. 160 minus 148. 160 minus 148, these are 12 people. Right. Now for part D, the 65th percentile. Okay, the formula for percentile is 65 out of 100 multiplied by the total number of peoples are 160. Right. So 65 divides 100 and times by 160. 104th value we have to calculate. 104th. That should be the 65th percentile, right? So we have 104. This is 100, 102, and this would be 104. This is 30. So the percentile is 30. Now for the second part, the youngest people on the village is 1 year old and the oldest is 70-year-old. Part A, draw a box and whisker plot to show the distribution of ages in the village. Okay, so box and whisker plot. So the younger one is 1 year. Here we have 1 year, and the older one is 70 year. The maximum and the minimum, right? The lower point, the higher point, right? And then we have to label the median. The middle age we already got from the A part, which is 25. So the median is 25 in the middle. You can say this is the median. Right, now we have to find the upper and the lower quartile, right? So lower quartile is, we did the lower quartile, which is 17.5. So we have 15, 16, 17, and here we have 17.5. This is a lower quartile, right? And the upper quartile is 3/4 of the value that we already did, which was 34. And that is 35, and this point is 34. All right. Let me complete the box and whisker plot here. Okay, so that is the box and whisker plot, which is the lower point, the higher point, the lower quartile, upper quartile, and the median, right? So this is 50% and this is 50%, right? Now for part B, write down an estimate of the percentage of the people in the village that are younger than the median age. So younger than the median age is 25, younger than the median age, this is 25. This one, it would be 50%, and the other half is also 50%. From median to the lower point is 50%, median to the higher point is 50%. So this is obviously 50%, no need to calculate. Now for part B, the frequency table shows information about the age of each person in another village, right? The age and the frequency we have given on the grid. Complete the histogram to show this information. The first block has been drawn for you. So we have to calculate the frequency density. From 0 to 20, the frequency density is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2.6 is the frequency density from 0 to 20, right? So basically we have to solve for the frequency density for histogram, and the formula for frequency density is frequency over class width. So we have the frequency. Let me solve for the class width. Okay, so here the class width is 20, subtract 0, which is 20. The class width of 30 and 20 is 10. 30, 40, 50 is 20. 50, 60, 70, 80 is 30. Right, now let me solve for the frequency density, which is frequency divide class width. Right, so the frequency is 52, it is divided by 20, this is 2.6 for the first interval, and 37 divides 10 would be 3.7, right? And the next would be, we can say 24 divides 20, this is 1.2, and the last is 60 divides 30 is 2, right? Now let me complete the histogram. The interval from 20 to 30 is 3.7. 20 to 30, this is 3.7. This is 3, 3.5, and 3.7 is this point. Okay. Okay. Okay, the next interval is from 30 to 50, it's 1.2. 30 to 50, this is 1 and 1.2. Right. The next interval is from 50 to 80, it's 2. 50 to 80, it's just 2. So this point, right? So this is the shape of the histogram. Question number 6, part A. In the square ABCD, A has a coordinate -2 and 1, B has a coordinate 1, 5, and it should be a square, right? C has a coordinate AB where A and B are both positive integers. It should lies in the first quadrant. Find the coordinates of C and the coordinates of D. You may use the grid to help you, right? So let me plot A, which is -2 and 1. X is -2, Y is 1. This is point A. The point B is 1, 5. X is 1, Y value is 5. This is B, right? Now we have to solve for C and D. C should lies in the first quadrant because A and B should be positive, right? And there is some D over here. Okay, so it means that it's a square. So the distance between AB should be the same of BC and AD. Okay, now let me calculate the distance AB, right? So the vertical distance is from 5 to 1. It's 4 unit, right? Now the next should be 1, 2, 3, and 4 units, right? Okay, and the horizontal distance is -2 to 1. This is 3 units. Now moving down 3 units from 5 to 2, we have 3 units. So this is point C because C, both coordinates should be positive, which is 5 and 2. X is 5 and Y is 2, right? It should be a square, right? Okay, and there is some D. Same for D. We have to do this is 4 units down, so we have to move 4 units to the right, right? So this is 3 units, so we have to move 3 units from here. 1 unit, 2 unit, and 3 units over here, and 4 units. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is D, which is 2 minus 2, right? So this shape is a square, right? So we can say the coordinates of C is 5, 2, and D is 2 minus 2. So C should be 5 and 2, and this is 2 minus 2. Now for part B, P has coordinates -1, 3, and Q has coordinates 6, 4. Number 1, find the coordinates of the midpoint of PQ. So the midpoint of PQ, adding the x coordinates and dividing by 2, -1 plus 6 divided by 2, and adding the y coordinates 3 plus 4 and divided by 2. This would be the midpoint. So here we have 5 by 2 and we have 7 by 2. You can write this as it is, or let me convert them into fractions. 5 by 2, half of 5 is 2.5, and 7 by 2 is 3.5. All right. Now for the second part, find the length of PQ. So the length of PQ is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. And this should be 6 plus 1 is 7 square plus 1 square. 7 square is 49, 1 square is 1. 49 plus 1, this should be 50. So square root of 50 is 7.07. This is square root of 50. 7.07. Now for part 3, find the gradient of PQ. So the gradient of PQ is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This should be 1 out of 7 is the gradient. Now for the part 4, find the equation of the line parallel to PQ. So if it is parallel to PQ, it means its slope is the same as the slope of PQ. that crosses the x-axis. When it crossed the x-axis at point 2, the y-coordinate should be equals to 0. So the equation of line is y equals to mx plus c, right? So y equals to slope is 1 by 7x plus c. Now to get the value of c, the y-intercept, we have to use this point 2, 0. X is to y 0. 0 is 1 by 7 times 2 plus c. So from here the c value is negative 2 by 7, right? So the equation of line that is parallel to PQ is y equals to 1 over 7x minus 2 by 7, right? Question number 7, part A, factorize fully. Number 1, this is, let me take 3 common. 3 times 9 is 27, y square minus 1, right? And we have 3y plus 1 and 3y minus 1. This is the complete factorization, right? Now for the second part, let me regroup this. 2m minus pm plus 2k minus pk. Taking m common, we have 2 minus p, and taking k common, we have 2 minus p. So the factors are 2 minus p and m plus k, right? 2 minus p into m plus k. Okay, now for part B, we have to solve this. Okay, so x minus 1, cross multiplication with x minus 1, negative 6 is multiplied with x plus 1 and divided by x plus 1 into x minus 1. This should be equals to 1. We are solving for x here, right? So this is x minus 1 whole square. This is x square minus 2x and plus 1 minus 6x and minus 6, and this should be 1 is multiplying with x plus 1 into x minus 1 is x square minus 1. A square minus b square would be a square plus a plus b into a minus b, right? Difference of squares basically. So x square is cancelled with x square, right? So we are left with 6 and 2 would be negative 8x and negative 5 and positive 1. This should be equals to 0, right? So minus 8x and minus 4 equals to 0. And from here we have 8x equals to negative 8x equals to 4. X should be equals to 4 out of minus 8. So this is 1 by 2 negative. So x value is minus 1 by 2, right? Now for part C, we have to solve. You must solve your working and give your answer correct to 2 decimal place. It's a quadratic equation. Let me applying a quadratic formula here. So x should be equals to negative of the b value plus minus square root b square minus 4a and c divides 2 times of a value. For this simplification, x is equals to 3 plus minus square root. We have 9 and 4 times 2, 32 plus 32 divided by 2 times 4 is 8, right? So x is equals to 3 plus minus square root 32 plus 9 is 41 out of 8, right? 3 plus square root of 41 divided by 8, this is 1.17. Okay, 1.18. If I round it up to 2 decimal place, we have to round it, right? And we have 3 minus square root of 41 and then divided by 8. This is negative 0.4 and 2 rounded to 3, negative 0.43, right? Now for part D, make k the subject of the formula, right? So k is equals to 4 plus k P into M, cross multiplication. K equals to 4M plus P, M, and K. Combining the K terms, K minus K PM is equals to 4M. K is common, 1 minus PM equals to 4M. So K should be equals to 4M and divides 1 minus PM. 4M over 1 minus PM. This is K. Now for question number 8, a tailor makes X dresses and Y shirts in 1 week. In 1 week, he makes at least 4 dresses. He makes no more than 7 shirts. He makes less than 14 dresses and shirts altogether. The number of shirts he makes is number of shirts more than 2/3 of the number of dresses. One of the inequality that shows this information is x is greater than equals to 4. Part A, write down the other 3 inequalities in x and or y. He makes at least 4 dresses, 4 or more than 4, minimum 4 dresses. So x is greater than equals to 4 because dress is representing by x and shirts are representing by y, right? Now he makes no more than 7 shirts. 7, no more than 7. 7 or less than 7. We can say y should be less than or equals to 7. Right? He makes less than 14 dresses and shirts altogether. So dresses and shirts, it's less than 14. Right? The number of shirts are y. This is more than 2/3 of number of dresses. Right. Now for part B, on the grid, draw 4 straight lines and shade the unwanted region to show these inequalities. Label the region R that satisfies the 4 inequalities. Right. So first we have to draw the 4 straight lines. The first one is x is equals to 4. Right. So a straight line x equals to 4. This is the line. Okay, x is greater than equals to 4. This is the region that is more than 4, right? Now y equals to 7. This is y equals to 7 and y is less than equals to 7. The less portion would be this, right? More than 4 is this portion, right? And less than 7 is this portion. So combining these two, this should be the intersecting portion of the first 2 inequalities that satisfies the region. That would be the region R. Now the next is x plus y equals to 14. So to graph this, if I can solve for the upper bounds, not the upper and lower bounds, we are working on intercept. The x-intercept is 14, y-intercept is also 14, so it is a straight line. Okay, so it should be a dotted line because there is no inequality here. Okay, it should be a dotted line. Now the inequality says x plus y is less than 14. So this portion is less than 14. So now you can see all the 3 inequalities. This would be the region R, right? Now for the third one, y is greater than 2/3 of x, right? So we can say when x is 0, y value is also 0. Y 0, this point, right? So when x value is 1, y is 2 by 3. So what is 2 by 3? 0.66. Okay. When x is 1, y value is... Okay, when x is 3, y value is 2. X is 3, y is 2. Right, this would be easy. And when x is 9, so 3... When x is 6, we can say Okay, 2 by 3 times of 6. This should be 4. Y value is 4. When x is 6, y is 4. Right, so this would be the dotted line again. This should be the dotted line connecting the points. Right, and it should be more, so this is the more region. So this is a region R that satisfies all 4 inequalities, and we have to shade the region, unwanted region, right? So this would be the unwanted region. Right, this is also the unwanted one. Okay, and this one is unwanted. Okay, so this one is unwanted, and this would be the region R that satisfies all 4 inequalities. Now for part C, use your diagram to find the smallest number of dresses and the smallest number of shirts the tailor makes in 1 week. Okay, smallest number of dresses and smallest number of shirts. Right. Okay, so the number of dresses and number of shirts should be an integer, right? So that if I can, it should be in the region R. So 4 3, we have 5 4, we have 6 5 7 and 6, and then 8 6. So the smallest one would be this 4 and 3, 4 dresses and 3 shirts. Now for part D, the profit the tailor makes on one dress is $10, and the profit on one shirt is $6. Use your diagram to find the largest profit the tailor can make in 1 week. Okay, so $10 is on one dress and $6 is on one shirt. All right, so the dress is the largest profit he makes. Okay, we have to find the largest point now in the region. So 4 3 and 5 4 and 6 5 7 with 5, and we have 7 with 6. 7 7 is not the dotted one, and 8 6 is not the dotted one. So 7 6 is the largest one. Okay, so 7 6 is the point that make the largest profit. So 10 times of 7 plus 6 times of 6. Okay, 10 times 7 is 70, plus 6 times 6 would be 36. $106 is the largest profit. Question number 9, part A. The Venn diagram shows set X and set Y. Number 1, list the elements of X. Elements of X are R, T, A, E, and L. Now number 2, find the number of elements in Y complement. This is Y, other than Y, two elements, which is R and L. Right. Now for part B, in each Venn diagram, shade the required region. P union Q. Right. P and Q, it's union. This would be the shaded region. Now P complement intersection with Q. This is P. The P complement is a region that is outside of P and its intersection with Q. This region is going to be the shaded one. Right. Now for part C, we have a universal set, positive integers less than 13, right? So positive integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Not equals to 13, it should be less than 13. Now for A, x where x is less than 9. The numbers that are less than 9 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. B, x where x is even. So even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Now C, x where x is a multiple of 3. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, right? Now for the first part, complete the Venn diagram. Now first we have to take the intersection A, B, and C, all the three intersections, right? Okay, so 2, we have 3, 6, 6 is in the intersection, all three. A, B, and C, its intersection would be 6. Okay, A and B intersection is 2, 4, 6, and 8. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Right? Now the intersection of B and C is 3, 6, 9, 12. 6 and 12. Okay, intersection of A and C. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6. We have 3. Right, now the elements left for A, which are 1 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now for B, even numbers, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, right? And for C, we have 3, 6, 9, and 12, right? What else is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 and 12. The Venn diagram is completed. Now for the second part, find the number of elements in A complement, its union with B intersection C. So first we have to solve for B intersection C. B intersection C is B, and this is C. Its intersection is 6 and 12. 6 and 12. It means 2 elements. Right? B and its intersection with C is 6 and 12, right? Now A complement and its union with 6, 12. This is A, right? And A complement is a region that is outside of A. Okay, so A complement is a region that is other than A, right? So the numbers that are other than A are 9, 10, 11, 12. This is A complement. A complement is 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now A complement, its intersection with B intersection C. So its union, not intersection. Okay, so its union would be 6, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements. Question number 10, we have 3 functions f, g, and h. Now part A, find f of negative 3, which is minus 3, minus 4. This is minus 7. Now for part B, g inverse of x. So y is equals to 2x plus 5, and x is equals to 2y plus 5, and x minus y divided by 2 would be x minus 5. This should be y. This is g inverse of x, x minus 5 by 2. Now for part 3, the f of x is x minus 4, into g of x is 2x plus 5 into f of x is x minus 4, right? We have to simplify this. So x minus 4, its whole square. So this is x square minus 2 times 4 is 8x and 4 times 4 is 16. And its product with 2x plus 5, right? So x square with 2x cube plus 5x square minus 2 times 8 is 16x square and 5 times 8 is 40 minus 40x plus 2 times of 16 is 32. Yes, 32x and 5 times 16 is 80. Right, so further simplification, this would be 2x cube, 5 and 16. So 5 take away 16 would be negative 11x square, right? And then with x we have 40 and 32, so negative 8x and plus 80, right? Now for part B, find x when h of x equals to g f of 2. H of x is 3x 1 and x. G f of 2 is 2 minus 4. And this would be g of negative 2. So 3 exponent x would be equals to 2 of negative 2 plus 5. 2 times 2 is minus 4 plus 5. And this should be equals to 1. So the equation is 3 exponent x is equals to 1. We have to solve for x here. So as we know that 3 exponent 0 equals to 1. So we can rewrite 1 as 3 exponent 0. The bases are same. We can compare the powers. So the x value is equals to 0, right? So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.